Hello and welcome to MahindraGuru.com's official YouTube channel, and I am back with a new session of End of Confusion, and the topic which we are going to discuss today is statement and argument. Yes, today I will clear your doubts about this topic, on this topic, all the problems which you face while solving the questions. Now candidates, first of all the question is, when we talk about statement and argument, the format of questions used in exams is somewhat different. There a question is given to you all and you have to find out its assumption, argument, course of action, cause and effect and so on, whatever asked. But first of all, we'll clear all your doubts on the individual topics and then we'll come to the point where the standard question for examination is waiting for you for clearing your doubts. So we'll start today with the topic statement and argument. But before that, you don't have to forget the downloading of a Mahindra's app because the videos can be availed very easily from this app. Next, if we talk about the subscription part, yes, in every video we remind you all for the subscriptions, so you don't have to forget the subscription part. Just click on this subscription button and become a subscribed viewer so that you can avail all the videos, notification and updates easily. Now moving further and talking about, first of all, let's check what kind of statement is used for this topic. That means the topic which we are going to discuss today is statement and argument. So first we will discuss what kind of statement is used for this topic, because we have to make it very clear before solving the question, the criteria of the statement, what the statement is demanding actually. So we will be able to know if we know what the statement is. So yes, if we talk about the kind of statement, the kind of statement is issue. Yes, the statement used in this topic is issue. Now if we talk about, if we ask what is an issue actually. So for issue, in our mind, in our brain, it arises some problem, some doubts, some confusions where we get confused. Actually we face problems somewhat or somewhere. But issue is actually what? Let's see over. Anything on which we can present our views or opinion. Now by this point you can be very much clear for that what is actually an issue is. An issue is simply anything, any situation, any point where we can present our views or opinion. So if we are known to ask what is actually an issue, so issue is just the point where we are presenting our views. And in this topic, if I tell you candidates, when I am talking about statement and argument, we definitely have to focus what we are asked and what we are presenting. So this asked and presenting will be in the form of statement asked, that is an issue. Now I was telling about presenting your views, in which situation, that is called issue. Question arises, view. What is view? Now if we talk about view, many opinions, many points, many things comes in our mind. So first let us check what is actually view, and view is of basically two types, positive view and negative view. When I say I am taking a statement for argument part, that will be an issue. So for that my view will be presented, your view will be presented on the statement, and that view definitely would be positive or negative. Now if I say view can be positive, can be negative, why a view is positive, negative? Because everything which comes in our mind is in two faces. One is white, one is black. That means one in positive sense, one in negative sense. Now what is positive, what is negative actually? So we look over here also, what is a positive view? When I say what is a positive view, so definitely positive view is when we say we are in support. That means here we don't have to prove that addition, subtraction, plus minus point. We are talking about views. We are facing the question for view, what is view and what is a positive view. Positive view is definitely when we say we are in support. Let's say I am in your support. So definitely this view, mine view, is a positive view. So positive view is what? That must be clear to you all. Now, if we talk about what is a negative view in concern, so definitely just opposite for that. Negative view is when we say we are not in support. When I say I am in support, that would be a positive view. When I say I am not in a support, that is a negative view. So negative view is when we say we are not in support of any condition, situation or statement. So these were the two views, positive and negative, which we are going to present in this topic. Now question arises, why we are talking about these views? So one point you have to remember this topic is based on listener's prospect. Listener's prospect means this topic will be totally from your side. That means statement given is in front of you, then the view presented would be yours. Definitely yours views to be presented. But yours views how? Because everybody thinks somewhat different. What I am thinking will not match your thinking. What you're thinking will not match anyone else thinking. So this thinking has to be matched up, has to be pointed or calculated so that we will get a mutual and correct answer. For that, some points have to remember. So just look over the points which we have to remember before solving the question. First point to be remembered is arguments are never right or wrong. Listen very carefully. Arguments are never right or wrong. They are just strong or weak. Because if you pay attention to this point, I have just told you all that we will be talking about the views, and views candidates are never right, never wrong. They are said they are strong or weak. So definitely here you have to remember is arguments are never right or wrong. They have to be strong or weak. And you know how they will be strong? When supported, strong. When not supported, weak. Definitely yes. Second point which you have to remember is we have to take our perception, but that one which is generally accepted. The point which I told you a few seconds ago, we will be thinking from your side. That means from listener's prospect. So if I am talking about the listener's prospect, so yes, you have to take your perception, but that one which is generally accepted. Generally accepted means publicly accepted. The point, the argument, the view, the opinion has not to be selfishly mentioned. It has to be a selfless point, selfless opinion, selfless view, or I say argument, which does not harm anyone's intention. So we have to make it very clear that the argument which we are taking, argument which we are talking about has to be our perception, personal perception, but that one which is generally accepted. Third point which you have to remember is majority count. Very important and very clear it is whenever an argument gains majority. If I say I am walking on this path and many people are following me, definitely my walk, definitely my path is a majority count path. So it will be supported, it has supported. That means majority count is very important for arguments, for opinions. So if I say here majority count makes any argument strong or weak. See, sometime conditions arises. When you say no, I want this, and you don't get any support for that point. So your argument, your view, your demand becomes negative or weak. Actually weak we can say about it. So here this point is very clear and you have to remember this. Majority only, and only word is used because we are talking about listener's perception, and when we talk about listener's perception, each and everybody reading a statement, listening a statement is a listener, and the point, opinion arises will be different, definitely different. So majority count has to be made there for making any argument strong or weak, right? Now, how can we judge any argument to be strong or weak? Now, if I ask you this question, how will you judge any argument to be strong or weak? So, your answer would be definitely you will be checking all these 3 points which I have told you. First, Strong or weak? Yes. Second, the perception will be generally, your answer will be this only. If our perception is a general one, we'll consider it a strong one, and majority support if I am getting, definitely my argument is a strong one. So this would be your answer. But yes, we have to understand the type of arguments. And if we look upon on the screen, the types of argument, or if the argument is universal truth, analyzed truth, or experience based truth, then only it will be termed as a strong argument. Because if you think over universal truth, analyzed truth, or experience based truth, definitely these three conditions or these three situations of any argument is where you get definite majority support. If I talk about universal truth, my opinion, my point about sun, moon, stars, that would be counted as a universal truth. Now, analyzed truth, if I talk about, I have analyzed a situation and I know going there is dangerous for everybody. So, definitely this analyzed truth is a strong one, because this is a general perception but taking for all. Experienced base. Experienced base, if I talk about, this is definitely surely pointly based on anyone's experience. If we talk about any great leader's experience, if we talk about any person's experience, so if the argument is experience based, definitely that will be getting a majority count. So these three situation conditions, that is universal truth, analyzed truth, and experience based truth, that arguments would be counted as a strong one. Now, if arguments are of these kinds, that is ambiguous, opinion, simple information, superfluous, or futuristic. Ambiguous, if I say, opinion, simple information, superfluous, and futuristic, then definitely it will be termed as weak argument. Now, what is weak? What is strong? Difference you know. Now, we'll very much make it clear what is ambiguous, what is opinion, simple information, and so on. First of all, if I talk about ambiguous argument is somewhat a point coming and making you confused. That means reading a point, reading a line, not making any sense, more confusion arises. So that argument would be definitely considered as the weak one. Now, if I talk about opinion, so yes, opinion is that word which declares this is my opinion, my personal one or your personal one. So why this personal opinion will be considered as strong? Because previously only it is told to you all, we would be taking that view, that opinion which is generally accepted, not personally. Simple information, definitely a normal simple information given to you all, that would be a weak one because it is not making a majority sense. Superfluous argument. Now, superfluous argument are basically the airy, cloudy argument. That means no head, tail for that. That means you are not getting any starting, not getting any ending. See, there is a minute difference between the ambiguous and superfluous. Ambiguous makes you confused and superfluous makes you fly in the sky. So, a minute difference, but they are different. Don't forget. Futuristic, if I talk about, futuristic argument is definitely claiming, declaring, or talking about the coming future. And we are in the present state situation. So why this future declaring, future concerning argument would be considered as a strong one? So if these 5 arguments are found, that is ambiguous, opinion, simple information, superfluous, or futuristic, you will consider these 5 arguments to be the weak one. Right? Now we look upon the standard option strategy for the question. If we look upon the standard option strategy for the question, so first strategy definitely declares if only first argument is strong. See, these 5 options given to you all on the screen are the standard option strategy where a question comes in front of you as a statement and 2 arguments following. So if I say the standard option strategy, so this is given to you all. Option number 1, only 1 argument is strong. Option number 2, only 2 argument is strong. Option number 3 claims either 1 or 2 argument is strong. Option number 4, neither 1 nor 2 is strong. Option number 5, both 1 and 2 argument are strong. Now these 5 option strategies standard form are to be considered when a question arises, a statement and following 2 arguments. If we look upon this, how to use option 3 strategy, because option 1, option 2, option 4 which we have looked upon is very much easy to put upon. Why? Because if I say only first argument is strong, second one is not strong, so we'll definitely claim the option 1. Same for option 2, and when both are not strong, we'll consider it for neither nor condition. But the question rises how to use this option number 3. How to use this option number 3 means whenever we are supposed to mark either option, either 1 or 2, either itself creates confusion to you all. How we are placing, why we are putting. So we have to make it very clear why and how to use this option number 3, that was the either or option. So just listen it very carefully. When the issue given in the statement is based on family relations or government public relations. That means if I say any statement talking about you and your family. Family has demanded something, created an issue, put an issue in front of you. Some way you deny, some way you accept. But that denying and exception would make any clash or any difference between you and your family? No, because there is a mutual concern. Either you will agree or your family will agree. Let's take an example for this. If I talk about family has asked you to leave your room and shift to the hall, living area. Won't you? Definitely yes or definitely no. Yes, it's on you. You are shifting or not. But if I say shifting, creating a great ego issue in you, no. And not shifting, creating a big difference between you and your family, no. Because there is a mutual concern. Either you will agree or they will agree. Same condition with government public relations also. Government places any policy, government places any bill in front of the public, public accepts or not accepts. So is there any ego clash between these relations which is mentioned? No. So wherever a mutual concern is asked, wherever a mutual concern is shown, mutual understanding between the two parties, saying yes or no, that means claiming support or not supported. That means there, if mutual understanding is clearly seen, then definitely we'll use option number 3, that is either or, and this would be our option to be used. How and why we are using option number 3, that was either or, 1 or 2. Now if we talk about the fifth option, how to use option number 5, because if I have said 1, 2, 4 is easy to mark, option number 3 I have made you all clear, family relations, government public relations, you just learn this, remember this, and you will be able to solve the question. Now if I say how to use option number 5, that was both 1 and 2 strong. Now see, here you have to understand a statement arising in front of you demands an opinion, a viewpoint. An opinion and view, I have told you earlier, that is positive and negative. Positive and negative, prefix used yes and no. And when I talk about yes and no, so these yes and no cannot come together, because the question would be there, I am saying yes also, I am saying no also. So no, this is not actually the point. So we have to be very clear with that. Both options looks very easy to mark, but it becomes difficult when we read the question. So how to use option number 5, point is really in front of you. When the issue given in the statement is based on social terms or disputed situations. That means if any issue mentioned in the statement is socially concerned, talking about societies, rituals, cultures, we don't have to interrupt in any of the condition. So definitely we will accept yes also and no also. Disputed situations, two persons are fighting, standing, giggling, doing nonsense, everything. So how that will be done, how that would be cleared? We have to accept both the conditions to solve that issue, to solve that problem at once over there. So disputed situations, society cultures, social situations had to be used or had to be mentioned very clearly. This very particular point would be supported or would be used by option number 5, that was both 1 and 2 together are strong, or both 1 and 2 are strong. Leave the situation, don't get indulged in that to clear out ki only yes, only no, no. Yes is also accepted, no is also accepted, because by using the examples, by solving some questions in front of you, I'll make you clear all how and why the all options, that were 5 options which I have explained to you all, make any sense with the question. So let's move further with that. First example, should there be no examinations up to class 9th in all schools in India? Definitely, I am reading this statement once again. Should there be no examinations up to standard 9th in all schools in India? Now till standard ninth, the demand or the issue have arisen, should there be examinations or not? Should there be no examinations? A question mark is placed in front of you because an issue is asking your opinion or your view. So yes, definitely thinking about this statement makes sense. Yes and no both, because having examination is also good, having no examinations is also good. So let's check over the arguments. No, students need to go through the process of giving examinations right from the young age. That means in this no, the comment, the opinion, the view presented in front of you, is this making any majority sense? Is this counting the majority? So yes, it is counting, because if I say students need to go through the process of giving examinations right from the young age, so see, majority counting process. How many of you are support counts majority? But how many of you are not in support also counts majority. So if I say over here, students need to go through the process of giving examinations right from the young age. So yes, definitely everybody will agree to this point. Now, if I talk about the second one, yes, this will help students to think laterally and achieve their creative pursuits. So, is this actually a point to developing, to build up your creative pursuits? Is it necessary to run away from examinations? So, here we will not get any majority support. Definitely here, so answer would be option number 1 only. First argument is strong. Moving with the second question, second example, should the institutes of higher learnings in India like IITs and IIMs be made totally free from government control? Now the issue arises over here is, should these institutes, the IITs and IIMs, which are running under government concern right now, should these institutes be made totally free from the government control? So some prospect yes, some prospect no. So let's check over the arguments. Now, if I talk about yes, so here the argument, the view, opinion arises is yes, such institutes in the developed countries are run by non-government agencies. Now, here a mysterious expression on my face and on you all also, such institutes in the developed countries. Are we here to compare any situation, compare our view to anyone? No. So definitely we'll discard this argument because it is just making a comparison sense. Now talking about the second one. No, government needs to regulate functions of these institutes in national interest. Now definitely this will make a majority count, majority support part, because here we have a concern for the national interest part. So definitely argument is we say negative one, because the no is a prefix used over here, but yes, it is talking about the national interest concern. So the argument strong over here is second one, and the option strategy, standard option strategy making a sense would be for option number 2. Only second argument is strong. Moving further with the next example. Are nuclear families better than joint families? Now see candidates, you can mark it as a trick also. Here a family term has arisen, a family word has arisen. So definitely condition would be somewhat near about either or, right? So are nuclear families better than joint families? Making sense again. Some will say yes, some will say no. Talking about the arguments, first one, no, joint families ensure security and also reduce the burden of work. Definitely this one is supported because it is talking about a security concern and the distribution of work among the family members. So definitely first argument is strong because it is having a majority count also. Now if I talk about the second one, yes, nuclear families ensure greater freedom, which is actually a demand of the youth or the family members right now at this age is nuclear families ensure greater freedom. We require freedom. So definitely this is also a support one. But if I say yes and no, both are mutually concerned, because see, families live together. It is their mutual concern. Families separate and they live as a nuclear family. That is also their personal concern, their mutual concern. So mutual understanding is lying between this yes and no, which is making a sense for taking our option number 3. That was either 1 or 2. Either they are both are strong. Alright, moving further with the next one. Should there be only 2 political parties in India? Now candidates, see, crucial issue, okay, we'll not count it as a political issue, we'll not count it as a social issue, it is just a crucial one to talk about. Should there be only 2 political parties in India? So definitely some will think yes, some will think no. But if we talk about the argument and views which are presented in front of you and in the question paper also, they declares first one. Yes, in many developed countries there are only two political parties. Now see, again this comparison have arisen. Many developed countries are having only two political parties, so we should have two political parties, not making any sense. That is why first one discarded. Now the second one. Indian electorate is not so mature to select between only two political parties, and the prefix used in front is no one. That was the negative one. No, Indian electorate is not so mature to select between only two political parties. So definitely this will also be discarded, because when we'll count it as a majority concern one, that is showing a negative perception where we are claiming, we are declaring, or we are presenting a view where we are questioning ourselves. In a democratic country, the members or the citizens are not so mature to decide. So we cannot do that. We will not do that, because we can question anyone else, but would you question yourself? No. So definitely this first and second, both the arguments are discarded. Option to be used over here is option number 4. Neither 1 nor 2 is strong. Talking about the next one. Does cell phone be banned in the offices? Yes, a crucial issue again. Does the cell phone be banned in the offices? Now see candidates, here the problem arises. Cell phone is a basic necessity if we count. It wasn't a necessity, but now we have made it a basic necessity for us. We require cell phone at every stage, every second, I would say. So does this cell phone be banned in the offices? Yes, because it affects the accuracy of work. Second one, no. Nowadays, cell phone have become very important in daily use, so its absence also affects the work. Now see here, two conditions has been presented in front of you, one with the yes and one with the no. If I talk about yes, it affects the accuracy of work. This you can also experience, and this can be counted as the experience based argument. So aren't you think this has to be strong? Yeah, this would be strong. Yes, this would be strong, because if I talk about accuracy of work, definitely I am with my mobile also, I am with my laptop working also, definitely working on the screen, checking the cell phone, then working, then checking will affect the accuracy of work. So this is an experience based argument, so this is strong one. Now second one is also not so weak, because there the point shown in front of you is cell phone has become very important in daily use, so its absence also affects the work, because many of the tasks, many of the work are today completed by this cell phone only. So does this would be a point? Yes, definitely this would be a point, the supported one. So definitely now here yes and no both making the sense. But do you find any mutual concern over here? We'll concern, let it affect the accuracy of work, but we'll use cell phone. Or I'll say, let it be the necessity, the requirement of a daily task, but we'll ban it. No, it is not making any mutual concern. It is not making any mutual understanding between yes and no. So they are definitely, this can be claimed as a disputed situation. So considering the disputed situation point, these two arguments would be considered as option number 5, both 1 and 2 are strong. See, minute difference between either or and both option, that is option 3 and option 5. So you have to be very clear. Wherever we are getting mutual concerns, wherever we are getting mutual understanding points, we will consider that for either or case. And wherever we are not getting any mutual concern, we are just getting the disputed situations where we cannot deny for yes also and we cannot deny for no also. So there we will consider option number 5, that was both 1 and 2 are strong. So this was actually the concern for this statement and argument topic, and how you have to think beyond the conditions which are presented in front of you as the statement. Statement would be issue definitely, and that issue has to be taken by your side and you have to consider your perception, but don't forget the general one to be taken, not the self-claiming, self-declaring one. So in the next session also we'll continue with clearing your doubts also, and in the session series I'll take a critical question where I will be using assumption also, argument also, course of action, cause and effect, and inference also with all that, so that the point to point getting a question solved for your examination part. Hope you have liked this video, so don't forget to like this. Don't forget to comment also, so that we get motivated for our next video also. And the presentations for you all has to be made by your suggestions and advice only. So do suggest and advise in the form of comment. Don't forget to share the video also, because sharing will make you and your friends learn from our videos very easily and helpfully. With this, I end up the session just by saying your success is our success. Thank you.
Do like us,
Comment on our video.
and subscribe our YouTube channel.
mahindraguru.com.
The Brahmastra for success.
Your success is our success.